Hey everybody, welcome to more. This is week 4 as we conclude our series, Seasons of the Soul. I hope you've enjoyed this journey through all of these seasons, spring, summer, winter, or fall and winter. And not only did you see them from kind of the big picture, but those micro seasons that we all experience at different times, regardless of the calendar. This past week, we concluded our series looking at winter. And, I made this statement to our location that there's kind of this odd love-hate relationship with winter. A lot of people love winter. They love the weather. They love all the things that come with that, probably especially the holidays. And other people not only hate the weather, but they really just kind of loathe going through that holiday season. And sometimes they get, really discouraged. There's lots of difficulties that sometimes come for people during the season of winter. We talked about some of those in our messages across our locations. We talked about the possibility of depression or bitterness, the isolation that comes during winter season, and we kind of thought during that discussion that as much as we need winter can be hard. There's difficulties associated with winter. And yet the truth of the matter is our world, the creation needs winter so that we can cycle back towards spring, because winter is doing important work, preparing the soil, the seed, the plant, even our own selves for what is ahead when spring comes. I don't know if you've ever spent much time looking in Scripture, looking for some of those key words, but I did that a little this past week, and thinking about winter and how often maybe winter was mentioned in Scripture, because I do believe that for people who struggle with the season of winter, maybe the calendared season of winter, but maybe just dealing with winter seasons in their own life, maybe these would be encouraging to know that everything that happens during winter, God not only has planned, but knows is necessary and needed for our lives. I just want to share a few verses with you, and then give you an opportunity to perhaps during the questions, whether this is something you do as a group or as an individual, maybe you just dig in a little bit deeper to some of these questions and either find hope and encouragement or find some insight to how you feel about winter. And perhaps even as we talked about Winter Sunday, you would say about your own personal life that you are in a season of winter, and maybe these would just be encouragement to you. The first one is found all the way back in Genesis chapter 8, and I love this thought as we read this. God is making, he's bringing Noah out of the ark. He's putting him back on the dry land. He's made this promise not to flood the earth anymore, and then he attaches this promise to his care over us. In Genesis chapter 8, verse 22, he says, as long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, and day and night will not cease. In other words, God is going to continue to churn forward everything we need, all the resources we need, all the help we need to keep moving forward. On Sunday, we looked at, perhaps at your location, you looked at Isaiah 55, those verses where Isaiah says how the rain and the snow come down from heaven, and they don't return until they do what they were called to do, which was water or saturate the ground, causing it to flourish and grow again. And so just a reminder of how God brings that to pass. I love this verse from Psalm 74, verse 17, when he starts talking about his creation. In Psalm 74, verse 17, the psalmist writes and says, you set all the boundaries of the earth. You made, speaking of the Lord, you made summer and winter. Just incredible thoughts for us to consider. As hard as winter can be, as much as we associate the barrenness and the loss that comes during the season of winter, God is still doing some incredible things. And as we dig into Scripture and we look at some of those things, we're reminded that the work He is doing is taking care of us, and that He has orchestrated and mapped out the season of winter for us so that we might continue to see this earth grow and produce and provide for us. So as you spend some time in these questions and these verses, I may add a verse or two extra into the question time. Just read those and ponder a little bit of the winter season. And maybe whether you're in a winter season right now, or you're about to be, or you will one day face a season of winter, maybe this is an encouragement that you need to not only plan for it, but to embrace it when it comes, knowing that God is always working for us and loves us. Well, next week is a location Pastor Sunday, so we'll be going in different directions, but we'll be back here for more, for a devotional thought, for your small group or your individual time, and I look forward to seeing you back here for that time together then. So have a great week. God bless.